A human. Thrust into the sea. And that's me. Wyatt Thomas, and this is my story. Join in. It's crucial to understand that sharing does not imply I survived. Why? Because my heart is trapped, my body chilled, fading into nothingness. I struggle to swim against the freezing depths, but it's futile. Helplessness sets in as my brain is unable to process these reactions. My legs tied together with a fishing net. Below the net is a heavy sea grass. The net and sea grass trapping and forcing me down the sea. I feel my legs are trapped. I drop to the bottom of the sea. Remain there. I hear the echo of a voice.
Daddy, Daddy, wake up, Dad.
Unconsciously, I spread my eyes open. I lie helplessly in my hospital bed. The doctors apply defibrillator machine against my chest. The eyes of Dr. Ruth fluctuate between the heartbeat monitor machine and me.
In 2.
She presses the defibrillator on my chest again. Counts. Isaac, my 6-year-old son, stands with his maternal grandparents. They cast a terrifying gaze of eagerness on me. Isaac pounds on the curtain glass beside the door.
Dad, wake up. Dad, you can do this.
Dr. Ruth apply another defibrillator machine on me.
In 1.
Come on, Dad.
The doctor waits slightly. Apply the defibrillator for the last time. I remain unresponsive.
And off.
Isaac observed them disconnect the machine. Remove the wires plugged to my chest. White piece of cloth covers my face.
Time of death. 10.45.
Isaac slips to the floor. His grandparents help him stand up. They walk as though to leave the hospital. Isaac swiftly disconnects his hands from their hold. Turns. Dr. Ruth opens the door and attempt to leave. Isaac swiftly storms in speedily. Approaches me. Open my face. The nurses tries to stop him. Dr. Ruth say,
Let him. This is his way of grieving.
Isaac connects the heartbeat monitor. Place the wires to my chest, then he bends as he whispers to my ears. Dr. Ruth and my son's grandparents initiates a conversation by the doorway. Grandma Lisa in tears.
Who will put me to bed, Dad? Who will sing lullabies to Isaac? Who will be the one? Now you're gone. 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 God. Please save Dad. I can't go through life alone.
We cut back to the sea. Meet Wyatt still at the bottom of the sea. Before my widely spread eyes, Laura, my beautiful and enduring wife, descend to the bottom of the sea too with her 8 months pregnancy. She's in distance from me. I try swimming to her. I'm wrapped. Laura moves backwards as she dissolves away. Wyatt, you have to save her. I thought to myself. Look at me feet. See the net holding me back. I quickly pull it off. Swim to the sea surface and I made it to the surface, but I'm out of breath. With the last strength in me, I scream. Laura! I breath out fast with intense search for Laura. Laura storms into my room graciously. See me fast asleep. Wakes me up as she pulls my legs. Move to the window. Spread open the curtains. Allowing the sunrise into the room.
Wyatt, why are you in bed? You said you have an appointment today?
I spread my eyes open. Stretch of tiredness. Gaze at Laura like I don't know what she's saying. Then I snap to reality. Jesus! And you didn't wake me sooner?
I've tried twice.
You should have tried harder.
That's what happens when you have a hangover. Celebrating a victory before it hashes.
Laura leaves the room. I storm into the shower. I'm in the driveway. Honking for my pregnant wife and 6-year-old son. Laura and Isaac storms out of the house. Hops in. Isaac wear a rosary as he heads in. Isaac take off the rosary. We're heading to school, not church.
But Mom said.
Ah. No. Don't be disobedient.
Just let Wyatt.
Why?
Because rules are rules, not disobedient. Mom agreed.
To what exactly?
Any day we miss praying as family, I take Jesus with me.
That's Isaac for you. Winning over arguments all the time. By the way, Laura is 34 weeks into her pregnancy. And we are having a girl. I am excited. Isaac is too. He can't wait to be a big brother. An elevated hospital bed holds Laura, with a male doctor standing beside her. He gently presses a transducer against her pregnant abdomen, creating a sonogram image. Laura, Isaac and I watch in awe as they catch a glimpse of their precious baby on display, creating a sonogram image. This means more responsibility for me. Financially, I mean. A huge level up. I've got to do more. The atmosphere as my workplace is alive with activity, as some engage in phone conversations while others focus on typing away on their computers. A few individuals are seen briskly moving about, attending to various responsibilities. In the midst of it all, one person is observed passing documents to another, while yet another leans over someone else's desk, engrossed in their work. I surveyed the area, ensuring it was clear while other staff were busy. Interested in higher-paying job opportunities, I quickly explored alternative offers. Unexpectedly, my boss walked by. Caught me applying for a different job.
Application for a new job as a sales agent?
No. I can explain, sir.
You're on my establishment, utilizing my resources to apply for a position in another company?
Honestly, I wasn't applying yet. I was just exploring the possibilities. There's nothing wrong with seeking better opportunities. In his establishment, I get that part. It will reduce phone credit cost for me. Security men escorting me out of the office building onto the street. Rudely bundled me. To make the entire experience incredibly embarrassing, they thrust a letter in an envelope at me. As though that wasn't enough, they dismissed me with a handwritten letter, treating me as if I'm of no value. We zoom down the highway speedily. She quickly secures her seatbelt. Laura remains unaware of my job loss. I've spent a month navigating obstacles and exploring new opportunities. The negative recommendation from my last job has made securing a decent job more challenging. I can't stress a pregnant woman. A man has got to do what a man has got to do. Been employed as a morning pizza delivery guy. The job isn't a walk in the park. At times, you're dealing with a challenging gang. Other occasions, you encounter a particular client who remains etched in your memories. I'm in an upscale residential neighborhood, surrounded by elegance. Clutching a pizza box, I approach a doorway. With confidence, I knock on the door and, without hesitation, step inside. For the past 1 month, every single day, and at the same time, I freely enter this particular home to deliver pizza. Clara's home is stylishly decorated. Clara Patersi swiftly halt any progression before it extends further. My connection with Clara evolved into a profound companionship, marked by her opening up and sharing personal aspects and material possessions with me. Despite her financial promises, condition that I divorce my wife, Laura. I staunchly reject the offer. I won't forsake Laura for anything. She is my life. The most Clara can get is the stolen kiss she steals each time I deliver to her. Threatening to cost me my job if I stop delivering. She reveals a manipulative side, akin to a she-devil. Swiftly, I hop on my bike, drive away, yet her memories lingers. Isaac's school is along a track road. Laura bends before Isaac. Laura bids Isaac farewell with a kiss as I check the car clock, which reads 7:30. I speeds off recklessly, passing cars as they honk at me. Unfazed, I care little, leaving Laura feeling uneasy. Unimpeded. With 30 minutes to drop off my wife and embrace the new life meant to commence today, Laura is anxious due to my speeding, yet she understands the significant change ahead. Despite her fear, she believes she will be fine. Curious, right? Yes, going from a pizza guy to a net worth of $100K in just 24 hours. Allow me to share the story. I landed a second job for afternoon shift at a factory, taking on the role of a cleaner. The chicken factory sprawls wide, filled with machines executing various tasks. In the initial department, known as the chicken wash, we encounter Joe, 30s, a stern and uncompromising man. Here, he loads hens into a large container for a thorough wash as the machine spins it around. In the second department overseen by Sam, 19, the chickens move along a conveyor belt toward Alex's station. Alex adeptly picks the chickens, placing them inside carton boxes, precisely 10 in each box. The third individual, Peter, 20s, positions the carton on a packaging machine. With precision, the machine seals the box, and Peter places it onto a forklift for transport. The fourth figure, Boss DE, 40s, an inconsiderate and formidable presence, maneuvers the forklift towards the distant cold storage room from the packaging department. With a deft touch, Boss D unloads the sealed boxes. Now, we encounter the fifth individual, PHYL, 30s, clad in heavy jackets, pants, headgear, gloves, and boots. He carefully transports each sealed box into the cold room. Among the various staffs in different departments, our focus remains on these 5 individuals. I diligently clean between all these work areas, sweeping, mopping, and drying, until 7 p.m. That's my responsibility. Then I hop into my car, about to drive off. Then, I remembered I forgot the fruits I bought for Laura. Turning back to retrieve them, I stumble upon Sam, Alex, Peter, Boss D, and Phil gathered in a hushed circle in a corner. I sneakily eavesdrop on their discussion, discovering plans to make $200K that night, nothing related to drugs or illicit activities. It sounds intriguing, so I offer to join in. Boss D and Sam abruptly pull out a gun, forcing me to kneel. Shocked by the sudden turn of events, I realize these seemingly harmless guys are more than they appear. Swiftly, I propose a plan that could earn us $500K, and to my surprise, they're thrilled. They reveal the gun was just a toy, intended to scare me away. And that's how I sealed the deal I'm heading off to today. And for heaven's sake, I drank too much last night. Having a hangover on the most important day of your life can only be the work of the devil in action. With just 30 more minutes, and I'm running late. Now you know why I need to get my wife to the hospital for antenatal care and then head off for the change in our lives. Today cars honk loudly at me. Ignoring them, I zoom off, swiftly switching lanes, right, left, left. Laura grows visibly frightened.
You should have called a taxi for me. You're going too fast.
Laura exclaims, her anxiety evident in her voice. I have no dim on me.
What do you mean by you have no dim? Everything is a joke. I'm uncomfortable with your speeding.
I muster a strained smile, treating the situation lightly, although the gravity is known by you and me. Undeterred, I persist in speeding, brazenly flouting traffic rules. Fortunately, no police are in sight on the road. Laura, growing increasingly uncomfortable, clutches her stomach as we approach the bridge and venture even further.
Wyatt, can you pull over a beat? The baby is discomfort. Ah.
What?
Pull over, Wyatt.
I turn and glance at her stomach, noticing the baby's leg protruding. Quickly, I use my right hand to gently rub her belly, all while diverting my attention from the road. Hey baby, relax, we're almost. Laura screams.
Wyatt, watch out!
Smash. Smash. The sound echoes as I collide with one car and then another. The 2 vehicles sandwich ours in the middle, resulting in a violent crash that sends us hurtling off the bridge. I force my eyes open to witness Laura in great distress as our car tumbles through the air. The violent motion throws me off the car, and I find myself plummeting into the sea below. That's the last memory etched in my mind.
Hi, I am Laura. I will take it from here. We continue. Tumbling, and my head collides against the car door before we finally plunge into the sea. On my side of the car, the window is closed. Desperation takes over as I swim towards Wyatt's side. Unable to spot Wyatt, the water around my legs tainted with blood, the realization hits me, I'm pregnant. Urgently, I swim to the sea surface. Fortunately, passing lifesavers quickly come to my aid. I inform them about Wyatt submerged in the sea, and without hesitation, they dive in to rescue him. I am awake, lying on the hospital bed, the pain intensifying. Dr. Sophia anxiously waits around. Nurses connect a blood bag to my hand. The excruciating pain persists, my breath feels seized, and I can't sense my baby's movement. Tears stream down my face as every part of my body aches. Dr. Sophia, don't wait. Please. Do everything you have to save my baby. That's my only request.
We're just waiting for your family member to sign permission letter that authorizes the operation.
I really don't know what is happening to me. My eyes are slightly spinning. I feel like I'm going to doze off, yet my mind remains active. My anxiety level is higher, my breath quickens, and my heart beats faster than Wyatt's speeding. Give it to me, I will sign it. One of the nurses places an oxygen mask over my face.
You're not in the right state to make such a decision.
The heartbeat machine starts to beep, its monitor lines decreasing. Fear grips me for my baby, and I feel drained of strength. The nurses surrounding me notice this.
Doc, you have to see this.
Sophia checks my baby's heartbeat, and her facial expression changes. I see it, and I know it, there's a problem. My heart races, my body weakens, and my breath falters. The heartbeat machine intensifies its alarm. Nurses rush to my side, immediately starting chest compressions.
We're losing the baby and the patient, Doc.
Sophia, who stands by the door, place a call. I remove my oxygen. Dr. Sophia, I beg you, save my baby. Please don't let my baby die. Sophia rushes in sympathetically. Begins the operation as a nurse says.
Can we really do this, Doc?
Stay with us. Keep your eyes open. Your baby will be here in a minute.
She initiates the C-section operation.
She's bleeding, Doc.
We will try to save them both.
As Dr. Sophia completes the delivery, the cries of my newborn melt my heart. A nurse gently places her in my arms, and I muster a soft smile, tenderly laying my hand on her. Unconsciously, my hand slips away, drops. My eyes forcefully closes. I compel my eyes to stay open.
She has internal bleeding. Let's begin blood transfusion. Get another blood bag.
The nurse with my baby takes her away.
Mrs. Laura, stay with us.
Dr. Sophia panics.
The blood isn't circulating. It's not pumping to the heart.
They attempt other measures, and I struggle to stay awake. Honestly, I try my best, but their view becomes blurry. Everyone fades from my eyes.
Stay with me. Mrs. Laura. Open your eyes.
As the sound of nurses' and doctors' voices fades away, the door opens promptly. My parents and my son Isaac stand there, their expressions frozen in a state of almost shock. Their voices dissolve into nothingness, and all I hear is the gradually increasing sound of a trumpet from a far distance. All I see is an infinity of whiteness.
Time of death, 10.15.
We bear witness to Wyatt as he walks into a church auditorium, clutching a trumpet. He plays it softly as he advances toward the radiant of a white light. At the far end of the church, where the light emanates brightly, Laura comes into view, her figure becoming clearer. Waving, Laura beckons Wyatt, and he proceeds toward her. As they draw closer, Wyatt's eyes catch her garment, revealing her stomach with bloodstains. He comes to a halt and says, "Where's our baby?" And Isaac, "Wait. I will get them." Dropping the trumpet, Wyatt rushes back in haste. We remain with Laura. Tears stream down from her left eye as she dissolves into the whiteness of the light behind her. We return to Wyatt's hospital room, finding Isaac still beside Wyatt, offering Wyatt his rosary. Wyatt's heartbeat machine starts to read again. Water pours out of Wyatt's mouth, catching Isaac's attention.
Dad is here. He's awake.
He turns, and we observe everyone absorbed in their own concerns. Isaac's grandparents are in tears, speaking earnestly with Dr. Ruth. The nurses are busy attending to their respective tasks.
I said Dad is here.
Everyone turns.
This is a miracle.
Isaac's grandparents gently move him away. The doctor raises the bed a bit, allowing Wyatt to sit up for a moment. He continues to expel more water. Isaac exits Wyatt's ward. Isaac steps into the hallway and traverses through various departments within the hospital. Isaac advances toward the neonatal intensive care unit where the babies are kept. He scans the area as if searching for his baby sister. Spotting baby Mara, Isaac comes to a stop, smiles, and waves.
Hey Mara. I am Big Brother Isaac. Welcome.
It's me again, Wyatt. I made it. A car halts outside my home, carrying Laura's parents. Lisa takes baby Mara and Isaac inside. Though I'm a man, there are moments when men break. I'm broken, consumed by guilt, regret, shame, and loneliness. Laura's presence lingers all over the house, and I can't bear it. I sit on the veranda stairs, tearfully overwhelmed. Laura's father, James, joins me in silence.
We're here, we will do it together.
James holds my hand in comfort. Greed. What you did to me, I will never forget. A car stops on the other side of my street. It's Dr. Sophia, in disguise. She discreetly observes Lisa with baby Mara on the balcony. Unaware, Lisa turns away, and Sophia drives off. Lisa doesn't recognize her. But I do. Not her, but the car. It's been showing up around the area more often, and initially, I thought it belonged to a friend or neighbor. Under the somber skies, we gather at the funeral ground, clutching flowers in our hands. Raindrops fall, prompting everyone to shield themselves with umbrellas. Mara cries, and I reach out to comfort her. Lisa, however, gently pushes my hand away. As a final tribute, we solemnly cast our flowers into the open grave, then depart from the scene. Lisa and baby Mara are already seated in the other side of the car. I hasten to join them at the parking lot. I unintentionally enter a conversation between Lisa and her friend Jane.
He killed her. Letting him marry Laura was our greatest mistake.
Lisa, you're hurting. Wyatt wasn't so bad.
He was. He killed my daughter.
Accident happens, Lisa.
It's his cover-up. Wyatt was drunk.
Jesus. Then you should go to the police.
I wanted to. James refused. Wyatt needs to be put away for a lifetime. And I
interject the conversation as I take the driver's seat, slamming the door loudly to dispel the gossip. Lisa's friend Jane takes her leave. James approaches with Isaac, who gets into the car. However, Lisa exits the car, hesitating to join the ride.
Lisa, get in the car.
Wyatt cannot drive me or any member of my family.
What are you talking about? Get in. The rain is getting serious, and the kids need to get home.
Lisa opens the back seat door, extracting Isaac from the car, and moves to enter Jane's car. I watch her embarrass me before all our guests, yelling and calling me a killer. Does everyone need to know we don't live in peace? I would give my life for Laura if I could. They drive off. So do I. The boardroom has several members of the hospital board seated around a table, engaged in what seems to be a heated discussion. The atmosphere is unpleasant. Dr. Sophia enters the hospital boardroom department. All the board members' attention fixed on her. She stands with heaviness in her eyes, and the atmosphere remains unpleasant.
We have investigated the situation and found your conduct to be inappropriate, both against this hospital and medical law. We are faced with the decision to withdraw your license as a practicing doctor.
The husband of the deceased woman might sue the hospital, which complicates our decision-making.
Recognizing that this isn't your first or second mistake, we are all ears, Sophia. Please share your perspective. Sophia looks steadily at the boards. The payment area in the shopping center is a spacious hallway with people bustling about as they walk by. It's not crowded, just a moderate number of people. Sophia holds a shopping cart in her hands as she moves to a corner. Lifting her son Adam, 5, Sophia places him on a chair opposite a window with square glass panes that have handles, allowing them to be opened. Another chair is positioned opposite the one Adam is sitting on, nearer to the glass window wall with a handle.
Sit here, Adam. Mummy will be back soon. My little Adam nods. I proceed to the counter to pay for the items purchased. My phone rings. I turn and see Adam calmly seated. I step aside to answer my call. Then Adam notices a balloon floating up into the sky, displaying its colourful hues.
Wow.
Adam moves quickly towards the glass curtains. Climb the chair, open the window, pushes his head and stomach out of the window, spread his hands upwards.
Mom, look at the balloons.
I turn at once and see Adam by the edge of the window. Fear overtakes my expression. My heart sinks. I scream in terror. Adam, no. In shock, Adam loses his balance from his waist. That's how my baby tumbles down a 12-story building of a shopping centre. People witness this, screaming at the top of their voices as they run to see my baby's body, lifeless on top of a car where he landed. I couldn't move. My feet seemed to be glued to the ground. I stand and watch like a statue, hoping the onlookers could assure me he is fine. But that's me living in denial.
Doc, Sophia?
Returning my gaze to the board directors, I snap back to reality. They know my story, understanding that I have been through hell in life. What did they expect me to do? Unconsciously, tears drop. An envelope sits before me on the board table. You want me to be fired for deciding to save a baby whose mother clearly, unequivocally gave her life for. Tears would not stop rolling down. I try to control it.
Doc, Sophia?
I interrupt him. Fine. I will help you do it. I quickly snatch the envelope on the table, storm out of the board meeting, reach the door, and stop. I had one last word for them. Yesterday, I visited the baby. She is safe. Fine. She's the best consolation for her family. I exit, slamming the door harshly. They are shocked in fear. I stride out of the hospital, fully aware that it was my final, and with no regrets. As I return home, I dangle my handbag and drop the dismissal letter on the centre table. Moving toward the dining area, I pour myself a glass of water and unconsciously fixate my eyes on the picture wall. Drifting towards it, I take a family picture of Adam, my ex-husband Danny, and myself. Walk to the living room where it happened. I drift my gaze to the left. After Adam's death, Danny left me too. I pleaded with him, doing everything in my power. He left with only a few words. "You had one job," Danny uttered coldly before pushing me away and exiting the house. I haven't seen him since that moment. Anger engulfs my expression as I impulsively throw the picture away. It shatters, mirroring the fragments of my own helplessness as tears stream down my face.
Lisa is occupied in the kitchen, meticulously packing lunchboxes. Grandpa James is not in sight at the moment. Meanwhile, Isaac is all set for school, engrossed in watching television. Baby Mara peacefully rests in her Moses basket beside Isaac. Despite my uncertainty about where to start, one thing is clear: I need to leave the house. Isaac, are you ready? Let's go.
Go ahead, Wyatt. James will drive Isaac to school.
Lisa has been tormenting me with these kinds of disapproval. Am I some feeble, crippled, senseless man in her eyes? I've had enough. I am grieving and honestly need no one adding to it. I choose to ignore Lisa, yet again. I turn my attention to baby Mara, my adorable daughter. Did I mention she's Laura replica? A reminder that Laura never left us. I lift my baby up into my arms.
Be careful, Wyatt.
What is this conscious reminder of carefulness, Lisa?
What do you mean?
You know what? Lisa walked all the way from the kitchen, snatching Mara from my arms. Fury courses through me as she lays her back down. Because I was the one driving? She loses her temper too. It was about time anyways.
Because you were drunk. Your recklessness killed my beloved Laura. I'll never forgive you, Wyatt.
I was not drunk, Lisa. I was fine. I admit I was in a haste that day. James steps into the living room as Liza interrupts me.
Whatever justification you have is worthless. Alcohol was found in your system. The height of carelessness.
What do you want from me? To die? Will that be enough? Tell me, Lisa?
Yes, it will be. You should be the one gone, not my child. My Laura is not here to take care of her kids.
Attempted to walk out of the door as usual. No, not this time. I need to be mentally stable in a healthy environment. I made a mistake by overspeeding, and I regret it every day. I agree I should have been the one to die. Nevertheless, To endure daily torment, for it will undoubtedly deplete me mentally and devastate not only my life but also my kids. So, I will do right by them. Isaac, let's go. Pick up my daughter. Be gone before my return. Both of you.
Dad, don't be mad at Granny.
I'm not, son. We try to leave my house. Lisa rushes to attack me. James holds her back as she pushes further.
Do not take my grandchildren.
I ignore her. Head to the door.
You will hear from my lawyer.
Bumps shed their eggs all over me. I turn and inspect Lisa and James before finally exiting the house. I could hear James attempting to reason with Lisa. She swiftly grabs her bag, exits the house, and I witness their departure before I can drive away. They hurriedly enter their car, accelerate off. I step out of the car, proceed to lock my door, before driving away. We drive on. Anger and provocation compasses me. I stop the car by the road. One moment, Isaac. I give him his mother's iPad to watch YouTube. Exit the car. I stroll down a rugged path that guides me to the river. Pause by the riverbank. Peer into the water. Then, I unleash a scream at the top of my lungs. I physically crumble, dropping to my knees. Tears flow as I question God. Why does he persist in such cruelty towards me? Each step intensifies my descent into profound despair. God, you've completely abandoned my household. Have mercy on me. I am so bitter. I think of revenge every day. I've become suicidal. Help me find closure. Or I will start hurting people to get one. I beg you. I sob for a long beat. Moment later, I walk back to the car, only to find Isaac gazing at me from inside the car. I hop into the car, and we proceed on our journey. The hospital hallway is filled with people primarily sitting as they wait for their turn to be attended to. I stand before the receptionist counter. Drop Mara on the reception counter. Speak to the receptionist. Hand her Mara's card with some money inside the card. Wondering how I raised money? I took my wedding ring to a pawn shop. It was a gift from Laura's parents. Back to the receptionist. Actually, I'm looking for the doctor who helped deliver my baby on February 12th. Can you direct me to her?
I will check her file and revert to you.
She leaves. Returns a moment later.
She's Dr. Sophia. Current unavailable.
Can I get an address? She doesn't look comfortable. I pull out more money. She takes it. Leaves. I wait patiently. Outside Sophia's home sets the tone for a contemporary residential area. With electric automatic gate and a gate intercom's wireless system. I bring my car to a stop. Goes and ring the bell. She communicates with me through her intercom.
How did you find me?
You know me? The hospital. Her electric automatic gate opens. Pulling into the driveway, I marveled at the exquisite residence before me. The sheer grandeur was overwhelming, and I couldn't help but acknowledge that living in a place like this was beyond my financial reach, at least in this lifetime. Magnificent, I whispered to myself, quickly admonishing, "Stop it, Wyatt. Stay focused on the task at hand." I noticed her car with the distinctive plate number, A. Vehicle that had been making regular appearances in my neighborhood. It was too expensive not to attract attention. It belonged to Sophia. I couldn't help but wonder, why was she visiting my area? Entering through the front door with baby Mara in my arms, we step into her living room. It's the most expansive home I've ever laid eyes on. Wow, this is spectacular. Lovely home, Dr. Sophia.
Thank you. Please make yourself comfortable.
I take a seat with Mara. Sophia stares fondly at her before reaching for a bottle of wine. I heard you were once a model. Before transitioning into a medical career. It's likely one of the factors contributing to your current success.
You heard or you looked me up?
She got it right. She poured us each a glass of wine.
I experienced an accident that left me unable to walk on a runway. Finding alignment with my passion, I pursued a career as an obstetrician.
Incredible.
You didn't make this journey just to express admiration, did you?
Certainly not. How did my wife die?
It's all in her report.
I want to hear it directly from you. The atmosphere in the room undergoes a shift, taking on a somber tone.
I beg your pardon. Leave my home.
I won't, until I receive the explanation I seek. Rushing to her phone, Sophia, presumably to call the police, I swiftly knock the phone from her hand. It falls, and I proceed to attack her, causing her to land on the sofa. I then grab her neck. You were careless? Inconsiderate. How could you let her die? Before I could comprehend the situation, I find myself choking her. She struggles to breathe, attempting to push me away. Desperation sets in as she stretches her hand toward a molded sculpture furniture. She's unable to reach it. Mara starts to cry slightly. This snaps me back to reality, prompting me to unintentionally release Sophia beat. I turn towards Mara, and Sophia seizes the opportunity. With a swift smack to my head, using the sculpture, I fall backward. She rushes to a cupboard, pulls a gun. Pointed at me. Please, don't shoot.
Grab your baby and leave my house, you psychopath.
I can't do that. Sophia cocks the gun. I put my hand up. Go on my kneel. I'm struggling to comprehend the reasons behind your significant decision. Feeling lost, I find myself seeking answers and perhaps someone to shoulder the blame. While I cherish my connection with Mara, losing Laura has been challenging. The added pressure from my in-laws, who question my trustworthiness and demand custody of my children, has only intensified the difficulty of the situation.
I performed surgery on Laura at her explicit request. She understood the gravity of the situation, realizing that it was a matter of choosing between her life and the baby's. Her decision was driven by a desire to save Mara, making it a conscious and deliberate choice on her part.
Could you not perceive that she was not in a sound state of mind? It wasn't within her capacity to make such a decision.
When does a mother find herself in a state of perfect clarity? A mother selflessly gives her all, without hesitation, without a second guess.
Sophia tears down.
Not all of us are fortunate like Laura, with the ability to make a choice. Personally, I would have opted to sacrifice myself to save my precious little 5-year-old Adam.
I never knew she embodied guilt and pains too. She cries deeply. My heart drops. I rush and join her. Holds her close in consolation. I am sorry. I didn't know you. She quickly disconnects from me. Moves towards Mara's direction, which is opposite me.
You didn't have to. You just came here and attacked me.
She paces around.
I saved Mara, and I would make the same choice again because every child deserves a chance at life. However, my ability to do so has been taken away. The hospital terminated my employment and revoked my license. I've lost everything I've worked for over the past 5 years because of Mara. That's why I visit your home, to ensure she's alive and that it was all worthwhile. I can't even bring myself to open my terminated letter.
She points at the table saying the above.
Perhaps a part of me prefers to reside in denial too.
She pauses. So do I. May I? I inquire whether I should open the dismissal letter. She glances at me, then averts her gaze, moving to another seat and sitting down. I proceed to open the letter, and there's a brief. I chuckle in surprise. Sophia, you have to see this. Sophia takes it. Looks at the letter as she smiles too. It's a 1-month suspension letter. Then baby Mara starts to cry again. Mara always knows the right time to cry. Sophia goes to her as she say,
Oh, Mara!
You're hungry?
Aw. Aw.
Can I?
She's inquire whether she could take Mara. I nod and smile, lifting Mara into her arms. She heads upstairs with Mara, turning away as she asks,
Aren't you coming?
Oh. Me? Yes.
Get her bag.
We ascend the staircase, entering a lavish home, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Thank God, I could experience this with Mara. She opens a door, and we step into Adam's room. It's aesthetically pleasing, exquisite, the epitome of lucky ones. The room is larger than my entire home combined, complete with its own closet. I make a concerted effort to compose myself in the midst of such opulence. Isaac will beg you with his life to move here if he ever visits.
He could. You know I never altered the room since Adam's death.
She gently places Mara in a rocker, her smile brightening as she engages playfully with the delighted baby. Moments later, Sophia feeds Mara a bottle, and I watch her with admiration. We share conversations about various topics. And I manage to make her laugh. She's an embodiment of a joyful spirit. Yet, as I reflect, regret washes over me for revealing the darker side of my nature. I feel foolish, knowing she could lock me away for a lifetime and discard the keys for disrespecting her. Sophia pays us a visit. As we welcome her in, she takes charge of making pancakes for everyone. Just as we're settling in, the bell rings. I answer it. Is Lisa's lawyer. She never blabs. She really meant it. The lawyer served me a letter.
I am Barrister Simon.
I know who you are, Simon Henry. What nonsense is this? Why did you let this happen?
It's not nonsense, and I am doing my job. You've been served with a court letter. I strongly recommend you respond to us before the week runs out.
That anger comes rushing like wildfire. Sophia appears by the door. She starts to open the letter.
I see you've got company. It's none of my business, but isn't it too soon to replace Laura?
I attempt to chase after him. Sophia stops me as she yells.
Wyatt, if you violently attack anyone ever again, I will abstain from you.
I have to stop myself. We're not in love, but she has been a great mother to my kids. Sorry. Not mother. A caring wife. Jesus. What's wrong with you, Wyatt? Friend. Need to rein myself in. We're not in love, but she's been an amazing mother to my kids. Excuse me, caring wife. Not a wife. Good am. Wyatt, get a grip. A friend. Great friend, I meant to say. Nobody can replace Laura. I can never fall in love again. I watch the room-amonger big shitty-mouth lawyer drive away. I follow Sophia into the house as we observe the letter. Returning from a job hunt, I find Sophia's gate wide open, a wave of fear enveloping me. Goosebumps crawl over my skin, as if I'm being observed, though I can't discern why. Hastening inside, I discover the front door ajar, accompanied by the sound of loud music. My response is immediate. I grab Sophia's gun and ascend the stairs cautiously. I quickly swing open the door to find Sophia and Isaac perched on the bed, harmonizing with a pop star on the television. Each of them wields a microphone, fully immersed in their impromptu performance.
Dad.
I swiftly hide the gun. Isaac runs into my hands. Sophia smiles at me. Turns down the volume. Isaac drag her out.
Let's get the ice cream, please.
They leave. This can only be the hand of God at work. My kids are joyful, as if Laura never departed. Sophia is taking over. Helping us heal faster. Sophia took the kids to the pack as she plays with them. Fondly. She looks happy too. So am I. On our journey back from the park, a van seemingly appears out of nowhere and intersects my car. Fear grips my kids, my wife, and myself. Apologies, dear Sophia. It engulfs all of us. Swiftly, I step out of the car, determined to thwart the potential threat before it draws any closer to my family. In an instant, a group of masked men surrounds me. A struggle ensues as they forcibly place a bag over my face, dragging me into their midst and speeding away in a vehicle. The van comes to a halt in an open area. My adopters force me to kneel. My mask is removed, revealing my bound hands. The moment of reckoning arrives as they unveil their faces. Familiar, yet unexpected. It's my former colleagues from the factory, Joe, Phil, Boss D, and Sam. Phil, brandishing a stick, while Sam remains in the driver's seat. Boss D. Joe. Phil. What am I doing here? Smack. Joe slaps me.
We ask the questions. You ask what you're doing here, Wyatt? You owe me 500,000 United States dollars.
I never stole from you, Boss D. Did you guys really let me in? Smack. Phil hit me the stick on my back.
We asked the questions, remember? The pizza delivery woman you recommended we rob and didn't show up.
Are you suggesting that I carried out the act alone, embezzling the funds? Smack! Joe hit me again.
We asked the...
Stop attempting to silence me. The plan didn't succeed. I was in an accident. Don't you read the news for crying out loud? I have a newborn baby and lost my wife. My priorities no longer align with yours. Smack! Smack! Joe hit me hard. Boss D pulls his gun. Point it at me. He is furious now.
Your wife is late, and you swiftly replaced her with someone wealthier? All we were supposed to do was go in and steal the painting. I lost 500K, and you're talking to me about purpose?
Boss D cocks his gun. I started to beg for my life.
Wyatt, give me one reason why I shouldn't blow off your brains.
Okay. I will suggest somewhere we could rob. You could rob. After which you leave me alone forever. The guy's all laughs.
I told you, Boss D, Wyatt always knows somewhere, someone. People trust this guy easily. But this time, we will choose the destination.
Where? Smack. Phil strikes me with the stick again.
Don't ask any question.
I lose control. Fueled by anger, I jump on Phil. He falls. Just as I'm about to strike him a punch, Phil causes me to topple over since my hands are bound.
Dr. Sophia's residence.
I turn and freeze like a statue. My heart drops. My blood pressure surges.
We have 3 days to plan the heist for our family's $1 million jewelry.
Boss D retrieves his phone and displays a picture of Sophia adorned in exquisite jewelry at an event.
We will keep an eye on you from tomorrow.
Phil laughs.
To avoid another accident.
Punch. Punch. Phil beat the stupidity out of me. Why does it seem like bad luck is my half-brother? What have I gotten myself into? I stroll along a desolate, deserted dark night track road. Pain coursing through my entire being. I reflect on how I ended up here. After savoring a life of luxury, Boss D won't allow me to experience even half of it. In a blink, I'm back to losing the sole source of my joy and mental stability. Should I turn to the police? What would I tell them? That I was part of a failed heist? No! It can't be considered a heist since it didn't push through. However, it could lead to dire consequences. Sophia is already aware of my anger issues, informing the authorities about a conscious attempt for a heist. I can't afford to take such risk. It is time to fight what is destroy me. I sight an approach car in a short distance. I proceed to the middle of the road. Wave at it with my both hands. A kind Samaritan who picked me up from the road drives me into Sophia's compound. While in the car, my eyes involuntarily shift to the rearview mirror. I could swear I saw someone by the gate. Turning around, I find no one there. I exit the car and approach the gate, scanning the surroundings, but there's no one in sight. Despite this, a sense of unease creeps over me, as if someone is watching. Returning to thank the man who gave me a lift, he drives away. I glance around, the area is deserted. The gate, now closed, compels me to proceed into the living room. With only 3 days, I realize I must act swiftly to protect my family, no matter what it takes. I enter the house. Looking like a piece of shit.
Wyatt! Oh my! Thank God you're alive.
Sophia welcomes me and queries about the encounter with those guys. I explain that they were kidnappers who mistook me for a wealthy individual. Once they realized their error, they let me go. Curious, I ask if she called the cops. She confirms, expressing her deep concern. To alleviate the tension and to introduce my master escape plan, I suggest we take a trip, and she agrees. Sophia excuses herself. This is one of her special traits, her selflessness to the desires of others. Upon her return, She brings a bowl of hot water and a towel, tending to my bruises. Her beauty shines up close, and she embodies everything I could ever desire and more. The thought of causing her harm weighs on me. Sophia catches my intense gaze, losing herself in my arms. She kisses me, guiding my hand over her body. Seating herself on my thigh, I feel her tenderly pressing into me, our soft lips locked in with an intimate embrace. The door swings open, and the sudden noise prompts us to turn. To my shock, it's Joe, Phil, and Sam rushing in. What the hell? They were supposed to wait 3 days. Did they follow me here? My mind goes blank. I can't think of a solution. None comes to mind. They draw their guns and point them at me.
Get down.
I obey Sam. Sophia is scared like hell. Tearful. Joe pulls out his phone. Shows the jury to Sophia. Sophia screams in hesitation. My heart drops.
No! Not this one! This is my mother's! It holds sentimental value!
Sam holds his gun at my head.
Of course it has sentimental value. That's why it's worth $1 million.
Joe cocks his gun. Pointed at Sophia. I feel worthless right now. Phil speedily drag her up. Point the gun on her private, push it hard.
Take me to the jury or I kill you. Kill him and the little kids upstairs.
Sophia cries. Moves towards the dinning picture area. Remove a picture. We see a safe. I didn't know she had a safe. Input the code. The safe opens. She brings out the jewelry. Phil takes it. He also takes all the cash inside the safe. Sophia cries in distress. Phil points the guns at Sophia as they return to the living room. He gives the items to Joe. I just kneel there, uselessly.
Let's go.
Sophia attempts to kneel. Phil pulls her closer. Grabs her bobs. Sniff her hair as he says,
Phil, come on.
Not so fast, Joe.
Phil decides to taste my patience. He forcefully pushes Sophia against the sofa, subjecting her to be dogged in my presence. This act becomes the breaking point for me. Fueled by a surge of instinctual energy, I strike away Sam's gun from my face, reminiscent of a wounded lion fighting back. Without a moment's hesitation, I swiftly move to intervene and stop Phil. Suddenly, a gunshot echoes through the air as Phil fires at me. I feel my heart pounding, and I begin to bleed. I make an impromptu stop. Grab the spot.
Phil, that's enough.
Despite this, Phil tries to undo his belt as he still holds Sophia down. Without hesitation, I propel myself forward with speed. Abruptly, he fires at me again. In the same vein, I launch myself on him. In this fleeting moment, I am overcome by an eerie absence of sensation. Determinedly, I have resolved to engage in battle with him until my very last breath, fully cognizant that this may be the conclusive act of my life. I wrestle him down. The gun falls off. Sam picks it. I unleash the bitterness, anguish, and accumulated pain on Phil. I punch him relentlessly. Then I hear bang. Joe fires to the roof. Sophia cries. I turn. Joe points his gun at Sophia's neck. Hold her by the hair.
Let him go.
This is all fucked up, you know. I release Phil. Fall to the side. Sophia rushes me. Sam goes to help Phil up. Joe and gang storm out of the house. Bang. Bang. They break the gate. Leaves.
Wyatt! Why did you risk your life for me? I am so sorry, Wyatt.
It's not your fault. I bleed from my mouth. Sophia hurries to her phone. Call the ambulance. She drops the phone. Isaac descending on the stairs as he asks.
Sophia, what was that noise?
It was nothing sweaty. Let's get you back to bed.
She quickly take Isaac upstairs as I remain in the pool of my own blood. That cold freezing feeling sets in again. Had it been I died with Laura, it would have been an honorable death. My eyes closes. Back on my hospital bed, it's though I never left. Peering through the glass curtain, I observe Sophia engaged in conversation with 2 police officers. Lisa and her husband, James, stand nearby, staring at me as though I am the monster himself. Lisa rushes to alert the police that I am awake. Lisa is not known to show me favor. This means trouble. I am sure the police already figured out my involvement. It's a simple case to resolve. Ignorant heist coordinators failed to wear a face mask or destroy the cameras before robbing us. Sophia must have given the CCTV footage to the police. Here they come.
Hey, Mr. Wyatt. Well done on your bravery.
Oh. We're good, I think. I smile with gratitude. What we do for love.
Is it?
They were on the verge of departing when the second officer abruptly halted their movement with an impromptu stop.
I was just going through your records and noticed that a missing persons report was filed under your name yesterday, specifically regarding a potential kidnapping.
There we go. Why am I not surprised? It's time to make a decision, tell a lie and spend a lifetime defending it, or...
Is this in any way connected?
Could I have a moment with Sophia? I need her?
Sure, take your time, we're down the hall.
The police exit, and Sophia enters. She kisses me and takes a seat by my bed. Lisa stares as though she has encountered the devil himself.
Doctor said you will be discharged tomorrow.
I haven't been the type of man that makes the wisest choices.
Yeah. Getting shot the first time was the height of all sacrifices. Taking a second bullet for me was a no. No. Don't ever do that, Wyatt.
My actions are disgraceful and I will understand if you decided to leave me and report me to the police.
Okay. Wyatt. What are you talking about?
My kidnap yesterday and the robbery are connected.
We should tell the police.
I know those guys, personally. I should have gone to the police, but they said they would come to rob you in 3 days.
What?
I am sorry. I wanted to take you and the kids and escape, but they came earlier. She leaves the bed.
You perpetrated the heist? It was you?
I sit up on the bed. No, exactly. Smack. You heard right. That's a slap on my chin. I try to touch her. She pushes me off. Tears fills her eyes.
I entrusted myself to you, Wyatt, and you orchestrated this charade? How could you be so cruel?
I swiftly disconnect all the medical devices the doctor hooked up to me as I get off the bed as I respond to her. I wasn't going to let them, but they just appeared in the house.
Seriously? Can you hear yourself? They breached my security without triggering the alarm. You and your criminal group robbed me? I'll ensure you spend the rest of your life locked away.
She attempts to leave the ward, casting a disgusted look at me. Lisa, James, and Isaac watch with concern. Disappointment is evident on their faces. Although they hear nothing, but they see everything. Sophia heads over to the police, engaging in a tearful discussion with them. Isaac rushes in promptly.
What have you done this time?
I pull him close as I cry and say, I am so sorry, son.
She was a good mother replacement and you took that away from us too. I hate you, Dad. I hate you.
Isaac pushes me away, dashes out, and embraces Lisa. She smiles, or at least I believe I catch a glimpse of a smile on her face. The police storm in with handcuffs. Sophia leaves in tears. Lisa and James take my kids away, abandoning me. The police handcuff me to the bed as I struggle to get free. I snap out of that imagination. That was a horrible outcome. At times, honesty may not be the most prudent choice. Revealing the truth in this situation seems illogical. What crossed my mind? That Sophia would embrace me, acknowledging my role in her family jewelry robbery? I need to devise an alternative strategy. In the same moment, the police burst in once more.
Hey, Mr. Wyatt, well done on your bravery.
Swiftly, I begin to disconnect all the doctor's attached devices, making a hurried exit from the hospital room. The police attempt to hinder my progress, but I move with increased speed, causing them to halt their efforts. I grasp Sophia's hand, and together, we make our way out of the hospital. She secures baby Mara in her arms, and Isaac joins us. Lisa, James, and the police officers watch with confusion as we exit through the door. I make a brief stop at the house, gathering some essentials and our passports. After that, we proceed to Sophia's home, where she gathers additional items. From there, we head to the airport. We reach a stunning resort located on the city's outskirts, embraced by nature's breathtaking vistas on one side and a serene beach on the other. After settling our belongings, Sophia and the kids eagerly plunge into the pool for a refreshing swim. I observe them with admiration, contemplating the expenses covered by the remnants of my pawn ring. Should this plan prove unsuccessful, I might find myself compelled to pawn Laura's ring as well, anchoring me in this country as I navigate the twists of life. In the event of success, I plan to appeal to Sophia for assistance in securing a respectable job. Regardless of the outcome, my primary objective remains to steer clear of incarceration. As the night grew late, and the kids were peacefully asleep, I escorted Sophia outside to the beach. She wore a mask as we approached a romantically set table by the shore. On the sandy beach, rose flowers and candlesticks were meticulously arranged. Leading her to the heart of the decoration, she removed her mask, revealing a beautiful scene that brought a joyous smile to her face, confirming her appreciation for the surprise. On the day Laura died, I was meant to accompany some new colleagues to a ladies' home for the purpose of stealing a painting valued at $500K. However, life took an unexpected turn. Sophia steps out of the heart-shaped arrangement and makes her way to the table, pouring herself a drink as her mood shifts. I allow her to opt for whiskey, recognizing that she might need a substantial amount of it. The same guys were the ones who interrupted my carve the order day. Attempted killing me unless I allow them rub you in 3-day time. Sophia sits down as tears fills her eyes. I join her on the chair. She stands up. Pace around. Furious. I came home that night. Told you I wanted us to take this trip. But they came earlier.
Shut up.
Stole from you and none of it was intended. I am sorry.
Just shut up.
She hurls her glass at me, narrowly missing. Frustrated, she uses her feet to scatter the decorations on the ground. The fire causes pain in her leg, but she pays little attention to it.
It's not true. You didn't do it.
She hastes to me. Hold me as she say.
Tell me you're lying. You're not any of these things you just said.
I couldn't look into her eyes. I am sorry. She departs, and I stand there, witnessing her tears as she disarrays everything on the table, pushing it away while weeping in agony. My attempts to console her are met with resistance as she pushes me away, acting broken as she walks away. Wishing this were just another figment of imagination, I yearn to rewind time, leaving the truth buried, and fervently hoping Joe and Boss D never bother me again. I sit, lingering on the floor. Upon waking, I discover a blanket draped over me. When I turn, I am greeted by Sophia lying beside me, wearing a smile. You're still here?
Certainly. What did you expect? I pondered on it. There is no perfection in humans out there. Everyone has a flaw, and yours is your past and anger issues. We have to see a therapist for anger management.
I try to kiss her and cherish her in my hands. She stops me.
Before I forgive you, you must tell me everything about your past.
Everything? Even how I peeped at you dressing up the first day you visited my home. She laughed. Hit me playfully on the shoulder.
Wyatt.
This is a serious issue.
Okay. I am sorry.
I am Sophie.
She brings out her hand for an introduction. I am Wyatt Thomas. Nice to meet you, Sophie.
That's enough for today. We're going back. I have someone I want you to meet.
Someone? Who? Sophia runs off. We've returned home. Her home, I mean. The kids are with their grandparents. Sophia believes taking them there every weekend time will settle the problem I have with Lisa. I don't agree. Lisa is after my head. But whatever Sophie says. Sophia drives me to Clara's home. I am beyond surprised. She steps down from the car. I follow her. She walks me into Clara's house. Without knocking, she enters Clara's home like I used to. As we step into Clara's home, she turns to see who has arrived. Her gaze falls on Sophia and me, holding hands, and shock is evident all over her face.
Mom.
Mom?
Meet my boyfriend Wyatt Thomas.
Clara and I exchange surprised glances. Her smile carries a hint of danger. Extending my hand for a handshake, she declines. Someone should pinch me and wake me up from this slumber. How do I confess to Sophia that I've shared a kiss and witnessed her mother disrobed? That's a story for another day. For the time being, I am going to savor the experience while it lasts. Alternatively, I'll devise another strategy to convey the distressing truth to Safi. But this is messed up. One thing is certain, I won't yield to anyone. I no day grief for anybody. I am here to stay. That's final.